All right, well, we are live. It's Monday, the 8th, and we're doing a Saber workout. So we got our warm-up and some footwork. And leading the footwork today is Coach Alex.
Hey guys, I'm your Sam today.
Back again. Sam's in the middle of the woods pulling fish out of the river like a bear. So Alex is here to save the day for all y'all.
I just got the image of him on a stream. Yeah, anyway. Okay, yeah. Yep, I'm here. Anyway, I'm going to grab a jump rope so we can get started. This will just be a warm-up. If you got a jump rope at home, feel free to join in. If not, running in place, or Sam is big into his plyometric videos. Whatever you need to get your blood pumping. And later on, we're going to be doing some footwork. So it's going to be more coming off the line stuff. The stuff that Sam's kind of been doing the last several weeks. So if you want to get, say, a line for reference, for an on-guard line, you can do that. And if you want a Saber, I'll be getting out a Saber so I can kind of show what is going on as we do these footwork actions. If you want to practice blade work as you do it, that'd be good to do. If not, that's fine. The emphasis is all on the feet today, so everything is completely optional. Anyway, why don't we get started? I'm gonna sit this guy down here.
Oh yes. An important note for all of you who are watching this, this is still homework for Sam's class on Thursday. So
yes, it is.
That's
yes,
right.
It is.
I believe Sam and Alex worked together to put this one together.
The whole lesson plan, everything set up. So yeah.
We've said it before. You all assume we don't talk to each other. We talk all the time about the stuff we're working on. Oh yeah. Well, how's your day going today, Alex?
Going pretty good. Been mostly staying inside because it is really hot today.
Yeah, this is one of those rare occasions where I'm kind of happy I've been spending my day in the basement here today.
Yeah, no kidding. It felt great when I first got
working on that over there. Here. That's a schedule for a super double top secret thing that we are probably going to post about in like an hour or two. But you're all here live first, so you get a little crumb of a sneak peek. Oopsies.
Yeah. How much time we got? Okay. Almost halfway there.
Very cool. What have you been doing inside? You bake any more bread or?
Oh, not today. Not today. Maybe later this week.
There you go.
It's hard to talk and jump at once.
Dude, I'm telling you. Well, I suppose one thing I can talk about while you're jumping rope, you got about, I'd say a minute and a half left. Anyone that watched the governor's address is probably aware that gyms and fitness centers will be allowed to open on Wednesday, and we will not open on Wednesday. That's a little too soon for us. We got some stuff we need to do, but we are planning on opening next week in a limited capacity, so you can jump for joy about that.
I'm jumping already.
Yeah, look at Alex. He's so psyched up. He just wants to see all y'all. So great news there for all of us. Training is going to look a little bit different, and we'll outline that in our post that we're pushing out. So keep an eye on the. Yeah, you got a minute.
There was a 1 there I didn't see.
Yeah, that's how they get you. But so keep an eye on our social media. Tonight, we'll post something out, push out an email with some basic information about kind of what training's going to look like and when we're going to start training. Unfortunately, because there's a lot of rules with how we have to go, it's been kind of a slow process to get everything coordinated, but working hard on it so that we can have that ready to go as soon as possible. But we'll have more info as it goes along. Hey, all right.
Awesome. All right. I'll put my jump rope away. And we are going to do some of Sam's favorites. So open the gate. Like so. Remember to keep your hips pointed forward. Move your knee through the whole range of motion that it's got. And I'm actually kind of hovering my foot above the ground right before I put it down. That helps kind of keep me moving and stretching, especially towards the end part of that rotation, as opposed to just, stopping halfway.
Womp womp.
Yeah. You want to get all the exercise you can out of these. All right. All right, and let's switch to close the gate. So same thing, outside to in. Again, keep your hips pointed forward. Rotate that knee through the whole range of motion. And then, once again, I'm kind of floating my foot above the ground just a little bit. Make sure I'm stretching all the way through that rotation. All right, cool. And let's do the kick stretch. So I'm gonna try to do the version Sam's been doing. I think it's arm counterbalances like this.
That's right.
If I'm recalling correctly. So
You got it.
Forward, and your arm goes back. Kick back, and your arm goes forward. Same arm, same leg, all on the same side. There we go. And remember, try to kick high enough that you feel the stretch right in this part of your leg here. You don't want to force it and kick super high because that can hurt yourself, but make sure you're feeling some kind of stretch when you do it. Sam doesn't mention this. Oh, let's switch sides. Sam doesn't mention this, but if you're having trouble balancing, I think it's perfectly fine to put your other hand against a wall.
He says.
I'm trying to look cool because I'm a coach and I want to look superior in some way.
Man, I haven't looked cool since 1993. I'm just...
Oh man, what did I look like in '93? I don't think I looked cool then. Ugh. Almost there. Whoa. and that's it. Okay, cool. I'm gonna do one more stretch now. This is a quad stretch. You're gonna do it by stepping out and doing kind of a soccer lunge, you know. So both feet are pointing forward, and I'm going to bend my knees and sink down. Feel my knees on the floor, and by the way, I do this on hardwood. If you need to put something under your knee to cushion it, perfectly fine. In fact, I'll give you like a second to go get that right now, because I'm gonna.
There you go.
Excuse me a sec.
Yeah. So we're just getting towards the end of our warm-up right here.
This is the last one before we do footwork.
Very cool. Hey, look, a glove.
Yeah, perfect.
Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
Oh. Okay, anyway, where was I? Okay, feet both point forward. You're gonna squat down and try to get a stretch right in here. So deep bend in the knee. If you're flexible, you're gonna wanna push your hips forward, and that will stretch this muscle even more. So make sure you are not rotating your hips. You gotta keep them pointed forward, like this. So anyway, do this about 30 seconds on a side. And stand back up and do the other side. I'm going to turn around. All right, so same deal. Knee goes down, hips go forward. Feel the stretch right at the front of your leg there. There we go, 30 seconds. Try to hold it the whole time.
Something to note that Alex is doing, he's flexible enough that he can actually lean slightly backwards with his shoulders. He's keeping his core tight in there. It's an important thing. He's not just arching his lower back to get that effect. His whole entire torso is leaning back.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of tilting my hips.
Right, yeah.
I can tell because I know which muscle it stretches, and it's, when I feel that stretch, I'm like, ah, there it is. Yeah, that's one of the things you start to learn when you do a lot of sports is kind of what different parts of your body do, what they feel like when you do things with them. Anyway.
Oh, it's a good thing.
Yeah, it's a useful kind of intuition and knowledge to have. Anyway, let's move on to footwork. I mentioned this at the start. I'm going to be using a sword, not on this one, but in a few exercises, to kind of show what sorts of actions and interactions are going to be going on as we do these. If you want to pick up a saber, if you have one at home or a stick, and practice along, that's fine. If not, it's okay. We're really focusing on the footwork, and I really want you to get that right before being able to do all the fancy blade actions with it. So anyway, I'm grabbing a line. If you got a line at home, awesome. If not, it's okay. I'm going to use this kind of for reference because we're practicing coming off the on-guard lines. Anyway, to start off, we're going to take a real slow half advance, like so. Remember, land on the heel and rock onto your toe, and then just back. I want you to practice just this first half of the step, because this is the step you use to watch what your opponent's doing. Today, it's all going to be about things you can do to watch your opponent as they come off the on-guard line. So, I'm watching, and right here, I've made up my mind. I know what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go back for now, because we haven't gone to all the things you can do yet. Just practice the watch. So, watch, and back. Heel, toe, and back. on guard each time. Good bend in the knees, weight centered. Step out and back. Also pay attention to how far I'm going. It's not terribly far. It's further than, say, the advances in those double advances that Sam's been doing over the last couple of lessons. Well, actually, it's the same distance as 2 of those advances. So whether you take one slow advance like this or double advance, you actually end up at the same place at the same time. So, if you've been following along and you're familiar with that action, that's about the timing you want. If not, just try to be synced with me. So, here we go. Step and finish. Good. And lift and finish. And remember, you're watching, so keep your eyes focused ahead of you. Go. Okay, pretty good. So let's move on to making a full advance. So it's going to be the same thing. I'm going to step out, heel, and this time as I bring my toe down, my back foot's going to come up. So heel toe, like that. Now I'm going to reset myself, toe behind the line, just like we're starting, and step. Just like that. Make sure when you're done with the step, you are nice and evenly balanced, evenly centered. This is a slower step than the double advance, which has a very sharp stop. You almost kind of feel your body lurch like that. This is not. It's much more relaxed. You go step, and you want to come to a stop simply by virtue of you're not doing anything else. You just kind of relax, and your body halts. So here we go. Step out and just stop. Step out and stop. Those of you who are using a line to help you, your ending point should be with your foot roughly on the on guard line. So you start off with your front foot behind, you finish your back foot more or less on the end line. We don't have an opponent to kind of measure distance with and see how they're moving and how they're lunging, so hard to be exact here, but this is, regardless of what your opponent does, this is roughly where you want to end up. You know, maybe you might be closer, maybe you might be further, depending on what they do, but that's a whole different exercise. Not what we're doing today. Today, it's one step, and make sure you're watching. So, relax step, and watch. Now, I stopped my timer accidentally. All right, I'm gonna have to guesstimate how much time went by. Oh yeah, I should mention with my arm, I'm doing a little bit of an extension. Since we're Saber, we're a right-of-way weapon, you gotta be establishing right-of-way. So, establish a little right-of-way. It doesn't have to be hard. We're not trying to, like, look at me, ref, you know, steal the attack. But you wanna look like you're going in for something. Because if your opponent thinks you're not going in, they're gonna charge you, and it's not gonna be pretty. So, you gotta look like you're at least somewhat willing to attack. Here we go. All right, that's pretty good. Let's move on. So, all right, so I'm gonna pick up my Saber for this, If you've got a saber at home, or a stick or something you want to practice some blade work with, that's fine. I'm going to be using this mainly just to kind of show what you would be doing were this a real bout. So, next sequence is, this is the first like full sequence. So we've practiced that watching step. This will be the first tactic. So the first tactic is when they attack you. Most sabers, barring the ones at this club, granted, but most sabers out there are pretty offensive minded. So if they aren't sure, most likely they're just gonna straight up attack you. So if you're gonna beat that, you're going to go watching step. You see that they're going in pretty fast. They're ready to attack. You're gonna step back and let them miss. Just like that. And we're gonna stop it there. So here we go. Step in, step out. And I'm gonna use my hand here. So step in, threatening, step out. All right, here we go. Step in, watching, and I see them attack, so I step out. Their blade, ideally, is gonna whiz 1 inch in front of my mask for an easy riposte. All right. Step in, step out. So remember, finish your steps, full advance, full retreat. Step in, step out. And this is where it's really important to be balanced. If your body is tilting forward at all, you're going to have a real tough time with that direction change. Oops. Feet are slipping a little bit. There we go. All right. If you want, especially those of you who've picked up a saber, if you want to step in, step back with a parry, riposte, you can do that. So, step in, step back. Or I should demo the thing I just explained. Step in, parry, riposte. Sometimes you need it, sometimes you fake them out with the distance just right. You don't actually, you can just hit them like that. But here we go. Step in, step back, parry, riposte. Step in, boom, boom. Right, parry, riposte. So watching, parry, riposte. Nice. Okay. Cool. Check my notes here. So the next one is going to be, so the next sequence is for if they come in and they're not quite ready to attack, you know, especially if, say, you just made them miss. They might not be so confident about going in strong all of a sudden. So they're gonna, what you're gonna see is them coming in possibly with their arm back, not as fast, maybe not going in quite as far. They're gonna be in preparation, and you can beat that by simply making an attack of your own. So step in, threatening, getting the attack started. I see they aren't really committing to an attack of their own, so I just stick out my foot and do a big long lunge and hit them. All right, cover, retreat back to the line, and let me do that all together. So, watching, and then finish with the lunge. You want this to be kind of a smooth, relaxed action so that it looks like one continuous committed attack from the moment you start moving on the end guard line. So here we go. Like that. All right. Here we go. Then see the prep and go. So, see the prep and attack into it. So remember, first step is always the watching step. So I'm actually, as I do this, visualizing my opponent, thinking, what would a prep look like? What would an unsure fencer look like? So I visualize that right now. I see it. Oh, he's not sure. He's not coming in. I plant the back foot and lunge. So doing this kind of helps train your mind, especially right now when you're alone. You don't necessarily have an opponent, unless you're lucky enough to live with another fencer. But visualization like this can help train your mind almost as good as having an actual live person. So here we go. Visualize the prep. Now I'm attacking into it. Almost done. I've been pausing at the end of my lunge to kind of check my form. I'm gonna take that out. So here we go. There we go. So I'm constantly moving the whole time. So you never know. Maybe it was a setup and you have to counter parry. Here we go. Boom, boom. There we go. Okay, cool. So let's see. Next thing up is, all right, so we've beaten their attack. We've beaten their own preparation, basically their attempt to do the looking step we were doing. They don't really know what to do in the middle. They can't really challenge us. So they're just gonna back out of there. And so when they try to do that, it's gonna look like this. I step in, I see them not even preparing. They've stopped, maybe even started to move backwards. And I'm just gonna take a really short, fast advance into a lunge. And I'm gonna catch them as they're trying to get away. So here we go. I see them running away. Fast advance lunge. So make sure that step is quick. It's gonna be fast in tempo. You're not trying to go far to chase them, because if they're that far away from you, we do a different set of tactics, which is actually beyond the scope of today. So this is someone who's either just trying to get away, or maybe has tried to make you fall short but hasn't quite gotten the right distance. And you can catch them with just a few extra inches. So here we go. Slow advance, quick advance. I'm only stealing maybe 4 extra inches, but that's just enough to hit them. All right, here we go. So see the stop, quick advance lunge. Like I said, make that quick advance, that second advance, really small and quick. So advance, ba-bum, ba. Advance, ba-bum, ba. And actually, I've been lazy about this. I should make sure my arm is coming forward. This, by the way, is a bad habit I get hit on, like I lose points to in bouts, so I should really be taking the time to practice that right now. So here we go. Advance, bum, bum. There we go. Not bad. I think I rushed my watching step that time. I'm going to do it a little bit better. There we go. That feels good. And I don't know how many of you will have a 2-meter thing measured out, but I'm lucky enough I do. I can see my foot is actually over the center line. And in this case, that's right about where I want it to land. Anyway. Here we go. Almost there. I'm going to speed it up a little bit by taking out that pause. And if you want to practice counter parrying, that's good. That'd be good too. So if you're feeling confident with this step, you can counter parry, or you can even counter parry in the lunge. Let's see if I can do that. So step, boom, boom. like that. And that is useful because sometimes this can be a setup, or your opponent can just have really fast reflexes and they get the parry. But if you can get even one counter parry, it's one more point for you, and it's a hell of a lot of psychological damage for them because they have set up a great plan. They have stopped, your whole complex, all of your tricks, and they still failed when they thought they had you. So, like I said, even if it only works once in a bout, it's very worth it. All right, let's see. I think we've got one more thing to do. Yes, okay. I wrote my notes wrong, I just realized. Okay. Whoops. All right, well, ignore what it says on the notes because it says the last thing twice. It's gonna be, all right, so the sequence is gonna be slow looking advance, quick advance, and this time instead of backing out, they tried to basically mind read or, be there with the big plays. And they're like, okay, he's gonna take that extra step. I know he's gonna be in prep. I'm just gonna catch him as he's doing that. And you're not gonna have that. We're just gonna step back. So, yeah. This is the 3D chess kinds of crazy strategy that doesn't happen much, but if you can pull it out at the right time, again, psychological damage.
I think I feel a new wrinkle forming in my brain already.
Yeah. All right, so whole thing. So watching step, quick advance, make them think we're kind of going for that extra reach, and then make them miss as they try to catch us in that prep. So here we go. Let's see if I can do this all together. Slow, fast, and out of there. So, looking, whoops. And this shows the importance of having good grippy shoes. All right, here we go. Slow, quick, and back. All right, let's do the whole thing up to speed now. So, looking, bait them, and then I'm gone. And they're missing, they're flailing for me, I just hit them in the head. So, slow, quick. Depending on the distance, you might have to lunge. So I'm gonna alternate, I think, between slow, quick, just riposte, and slow, quick, lunge. If you're gonna put the lunge in there, make sure it's a fluid direction change. This whole sequence you should always be in motion. Here we go. Like that. All right, and I'll do it again without. I bet it a little bit of one. There we go. Full lunge and without. There we go. If they're close, you can do it just the reach. If they're a little further away, if they didn't lunge as far as you thought they would, you might have to do a little lunge to make up the distance. And then, just like before with the other pull distance, you might have to put a parry in. So I'm going to put a parry in as well. So slow, quick parry, riposte. There we go. Slow. Whoops, I'm getting my own sequence wrong. Let me do that again. Slow, quick parry, riposte. And if you really want to be fancy, slow, quick, false parry, real parry, riposte. Because, yeah. All right. Anyway, that's it for today. So, hope you had fun. Hope maybe learned some things. And Sam will catch you on Tuesday? When is the Saber? No.
Both.
Saber one.
Tuesday's the workout. Thursday's the Saber class.
That's right. Okay. So, anyway, until we can see you in person, which hopefully will actually be kind of soonish now.
Should be next week.
Yeah. Until then, we will see you on the internet. So, stay safe and stay hydrated, everybody.
Stella says really good analysis. Thanks, Alex.
All right. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you.
All right. See ya. Bye.